Hi, I'm Phil the Chef, and this is Cultural Flavours on View Now TV, and this is sponsored by Alfie. You remember? I'm going to introduce you to some lovely foods right now. But today we're going to cook a seafood Tagatelli. I'm just going to go with a couple of my little favourites here right now. Okay, and here we've got the mussels. This is our Tagatelli, what we're going to use here now. Yes, and it's an Italian dish. Okay, now we're going to go to the Caribbean flavours. So let's go through the ingredients right now. We start with the original scallion, or spring onion as they call it. I'm going to show you how to clean it and to use all of it, because all of it has different flavours. And this is the old Scotch bonnet pepper. Yes, be very careful how you use it and when you use it. Then we've got some crushed black pepper here. We've got some salt here. We're only going to use a small bit of the salt. Please do not use too much salt in your food. It's not good for you. And then we're going to use an onion. You could use the ordinary onion, or if you wanted to go a bit sweeter, you could use some shallot onions, you know, those small little flavoured ones. You could use those. Then we've got some cherry tomatoes here, which we're going to cut in quarters to add to the dish later on. We don't want them to cook out too much because we'd like them to be eaten as part of the dish. I've got some garlic here. Then we go to the ginger. I brought you 2 gingers as well, because we're going Caribbean today, people. And you've got this ordinary ginger, or you've got this little bubbly one, okay? You can find it in a lot of your local corner shops and in the markets. Jamaican ginger is absolutely lovely. So when you see this little bubbly one, and it has a different flavour, it will put a different flavour to your food. Over here, we've got some thyme. Please be careful as well. Sometimes I'm not going to make catering sound hard and tedious. You must enjoy catering, and once you've cracked it and you've got your flavours and your spices, you know, you'll have them in your larder and you'll be able to take them out. But first you need to find them, and sometimes it's trial and error. Even if it takes time, you don't say, crush it in your finger. And smell it. You smell soup. You smell everything. And then here we have bay leaf. Bay leaf it hasn't got a flavour, but it's an enhancer. It enhances your dish. It brings out the flavours of different things that you have in your dish. I've showed you my seafood, and over here now, my stock. What we've got to do, people, right, we're trying to bring cultural flavours to you, but a lot of the way I do it now is in the original way. Let's use the original flavours. We're going to bring you nice and fresh ingredients, what is healthy for you. Let's go to the cooking process. Okay, people, we're going to start with our butter beans. Okay, quick and simple, okay? But we need to drain the water off, the brine off, okay? We'll drain the brine off. Right, okay, here we go. Here is our butter beans. Oh, lovely they are. First, we're going to prepare our onions, okay? We're going to prepare our onion. Be careful when you're cutting like this. And remember, we're not putting too much spices in this, people. We want to taste the butter beans. The onions are going to be an enhancer. We're going to put a little bit of thyme in there. And we're going to add some, we're going to put a bit of scallion onion in there, people, okay? Once again, we're going to prepare this in a way that we can use it. First of all, we're going to introduce our onions and garlic. Onions and garlic and scallion, okay? There we go. And then put your thyme in at the same time. There's some people call it allspice, but that's the pimento seed, okay? Right, this is a quick and simple, nice, flavourable dish. Add a touch of salt in this. Then we're going to add some of those cherry tomatoes, okay? This is a lovely dish that you could have as a starter, or you could have for breakfast with a dumpling in the mornings. Right, so we just saute the onions a bit just to bring the sweetness out of it, as you know. Remember, don't burn your garlic. Now we're going to add our butter beans, okay? We'll add our butter beans to this dish now, okay? And this is absolutely lovely. Now you want to leave it on a low heat for about 5 minutes, okay? And let this butter beans cook through to take on the flavours. Oh, it smells absolutely lovely. Look at this now, look at this. And you know, sometimes you can take your stalks out, that fresh thyme, the fresh garlic, everything is infused in itself. Remember, we cooked it off first, yes, and sauteed it first, and to release those flavours. And just a sprinkle of scallion on the top. This is my butter beans sauteed in onions with a Caribbean twist, okay? Remember, you can add some Scotch bonnet to it, but not too much. Okay, seafood tagliatelle. First of all, we're going to start with our tagliatelle because this is what will take longer than everything else to cook. But seafood tagliatelle does not take long to cook, okay? All right? It's about 5 minutes. Don't want to overdo it. Here we go. Into some boiling water, and we'll add a bit of salt with it just to flavour the water. Not too much salt. Rock salt, that is my favourite. Okay? Then, once you've got the tagliatelle onto boil, it's now preparing the seasonings for our seafood. Okay? We have some onion here. We're going to do a bit more scallion. And remember how to clean our scallion, people. Remember to cut it all the way down. Okay? And then you must give it a good rinse, okay? Must give it a good rinse, right? To get all the grit out, to make sure there's no grit in there, okay? Dry it off. There we go, right? We'll do a fine chop on this. We're not going to use all of it at once. We are going to save some of it, keep some of it back to add to the dish at the end. I like that little fresh crunch at the end of it. Okay, our garlic, quick and simple to open these garlic. The way I do it, I just cut the ends off, cut the bottoms off, and it helps. You don't have to cut the bottoms off twice, do you now? And in this dish here now, we're going to use that lovely ginger what we have there, okay? These don't have to be too finely chopped, fine slices. Right, gonna add that to our garnish plate. And then our ginger. Now, you can use the ginger whole. The skin has got lovely properties. Remember, everything that we use here in the Caribbean somehow has very good medicinal purposes. So you can grater it, but with this, I like to finely chop it so that sometimes you can get a bite of it, and it's absolutely lovely when you've got a bite of your ginger. So how I would prepare this, I'll slice it first of all, and then I finely chop it the other way. Here you are. Right, okay, there we go. And bit of our Scotch bonnet. So, once again, be very careful. It's been washed, okay, people? If you don't want to have a bite on the pepper, then you could leave it whole, and when you've cooked the dish, you just take that bit out, and that will release the flavours and your little bit of heat with it. We are going to start cooking now. Everything's prepared, and we're going to go over to the cooker now. First of all, some extra virgin oil in there, olive oil, and there is our spring onion. We're going to leave a little bit back, okay? Ginger, our onions, and then our garlic, okay? And here's the daddy, bit of the Scotch bonnet in there. For this dish, these have already been washed, okay? You can chop it, you can put it in the blender, you can dice it. okay, but we're just going to use it like this for now. And 1 bay leaf, okay? Now, here we go. We're going to saute them off. We're going to bring out the sweet flavours of the onions. Remember, sometimes taking your time with cooking, okay, it does help. You see the benefits of it. You see the difference in the flavours, okay? At this time, I'm going to add just a touch of salt. A touch of salt. Okay? After this is sauteed down, releasing the flavours, we're checking on our Tagatelli there, doing lovely, absolutely lovely. Some people say that they put oil to it to stop it from sticking and whatever. If you put enough water in there or you just do it in the right way, it won't stick. And we're going to take it out and we're going to add it straight to our sauce anyway. So, all right. Now, after you've sauteed your onions, then we're going to go with our seafood. Okay, it's already been cleaned and prepared. We're going to add it to our pot now. Okay, here we go. And I love my mussels, yes. I love the mussels, yes, okay. Now, here we go. Right. Once you've introduced it to your pot, then we go with the wine, okay? Yeah? You go with your wine. All right? Okay. Once you go with your wine now, you want it to reduce. When it reduces, it releases the alcohol, and sometimes you can flambe it as well. But this way, we're not using too much, so we're reducing the wine out of this dish. It does not take a long time to cook, okay? You do not want to overcook the fish. That taste reminds me of the Mirabelle restaurant when I first started, when I first learnt my trade as a chef, as a French cuisine chef, and that taste is just, oh my God, it's absolutely lovely. It smells lovely. And remember, this dish, you're doing it for £7, okay? £7, and this can feed 3 to 4 people. This is where I add my fish stock. Just a bit of fish stock in here. And remember, people, to try and make your own fish stock. Making your own stocks for your foods, it's beneficial to you without the EZs and colourings. Just get the bones, get some celery, get some seasonings, what you like, carrots, and just boil them down. Once you boil them down, strain it off with a chinoise, fine strainer. And then when it gels, you can cut it up, put it into cubes and put it in the freezer. Use it as your will then. Now our Tagatelli is ready. Remember, don't overcook it. Okay. Right. And then you stir it in. Oh, absolutely. Oh, the smells are lovely here. The wine is infused. The release of the garlic. The release of the ginger. Absolutely lovely. Once that is ready, turn it over and then we can plate up. Seafood tagliatelle with the Caribbean twist. Here we go. This smells lovely. Oh, absolutely beautiful. And then we garnish it with, but hey, the tomatoes now. Remember, okay, what we do, cut them in quarters. All right, one more. Don't overdo it. People, this is about the freshness, the taste. This is our Caribbean Seafood Tagliatelle with a twist. Okay, you've got to try it and enjoy it. Here it is. Our butter beans, sauteed onions, scallion, and this is a natural time, you know, have this in the morning. And you know what I've got here? I've got the good old Ardo bread with it, okay, which will go perfect. And then we come to our lovely seafood tagliatelle with a Caribbean twist. We're using all the Caribbean seasonings. We've got the Scotch bonnet, we've got the pimento seed, we've got the thyme, we've got the garlic in here, and it tastes absolutely wonderful. And we've got some wonderful white wine. I'm telling you, please have this with your dish. You will be absolutely happy of this meal and of this wine and of this seafood tagliatelle with a Caribbean twist. Now, remember the tomatoes, please don't overcook them. You need that little crunch. You need the flavours of things in the food. Don't be putting too much seasonings on all your food. You can't taste the mussels. You can't taste the pasta. You won't be able to taste the beans if you put too much seasoning. Come on, let's reprogram ourselves and to enjoy the food. It's the way it's supposed to be enjoyed. Now, help yourselves and enjoy. Phil the Chef here, and to remember, this is sponsored by Flavours. There is one in Catford, the original one, and now they've opened up another one down in Penge. Penge High Street is where you can go to the new Flavours. You can go there and get coffee and sandwiches, but most of all, you see this butter beans, yeah? You can get this at Flavours, cooked fresh. The dumplings are original dumplings. Oh, I've just remembered that they've got their own special delivery service with the bikes and everything. So please join into this wonderful food explosion, what is happening down at Flavours. This is Cultural Flavours on ViewNowTV.com. Join into the party. We've got so much new things to bring to you. We are going to be bringing these new different dishes for you, but also we've got the traditional way of cooking the jerk chicken, of cooking the oxtail, of cooking the curry goat, and we're going to go back to the original way of seasoning things. Remember the nutmeg and the cinnamon in your meat and those sort of things. Let's do this. It's a wonderful pleasure working with you all. Enjoy our seafood tagliatelle with a Caribbean twist and our butter beans in the mornings. Don't forget the Ardo bread.
ViewNow TV, our global digital platform.